ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ApexRearWing
Rally League.
Today, broadcast from the Flugzeugring in Baumholder in Germany. This is event 3, stage 4 of 6, 4.94 kilometer stage. Mostly bitumen, gonna be a challenge.
A little bit of cobblestone. Don't forget a little bit of cobblestone.
Yeah, lots of cobblestone.
A little bit of cobblestone. Do you know anything about Germany, Alistair? Have you been here before?
Not a lot of gravel here.
Not a lot?
Not a lot of gravel.
Not a lot of gravel.
The whole thing is paved.
The whole thing is paved?
Yes, but
Fantastic.
to shed some light on the favourites and give his expert opinion, we've got our resident rally expert Rob. He's just on the line, and he's going to give us a bit of his heads up about this rally.
Yes, indeed. So we'll get Rob on the line here. Hello, Rob.
Hello.
Hello, Rob.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm pretty good, Rob. How are you?
Yeah, good.
All right. So we've got a pretty good. We've only got the 6 runners today. Who do you think is going to? Who do you think is going to be fastest?
Oh, probably Zeros. He wins everything.
You think?
Fucking. Oh, sorry.
No. You go.
Yeah, no, he's pretty quick. I'm not quite sure how he does on tarmac, but he's pretty fast driver. He takes. He's been the dominant force in the championship so far, and I really would have to back him. You see, because he leaves a margin for error.
That is very true. He does leave a margin for error. That he has stated that being one of his secrets. You don't think being in the Lancia, the car he's not particularly familiar with, is going to affect him at all?
But it hasn't affected him in the last 3 weeks. He's been absolutely fucking dominant, and I have no doubt that sort of form will continue.
Fair enough. Any other notable mentions apart from Zeros? Who do you think is going to take the second and third?
Oh, I would hate ruining it for you because I reckon I know exactly who's going to come second and third, and I'll leave you to entertain those sorts of notions in your commentary.
Very good. Pleasure talking to you as always, Rob. We'll catch you at the next session.
My pleasure.
So that was thanks, Rob. We'll get back to you next time, of course.
Yes, it was always a pleasure to have Rob on and get his thoughts on the matter. So who have we got first? There's Speedy.
Let's get straight to it. We have Speedy in the in the
God, his
Lancia
Lancia's
Delta.
already got smoke pouring out of the front of it, so that surely is not a good sign.
He is smoking a little bit. That's not ideal.
Cracked
but,
windscreen, but that's not. It's mainly in front of the co-driver, so I don't think we worry too much about that. But it has seen better days. We have.
So you can see the enormous dent in the side of it there. But
we have, of course, had already 3 days of this rally, or 3 stages, I should say. And it's really anyone's game at this stage.
it is. There's obviously a bit of a gap between Stairs and
Yes.
Mono and Zeros and the rest of the pack, but still places to be won, Stairs.
So how much time does Speedy need to make up? Do you know?
Speedy needs to make up approximately 3 minutes, I believe. So
Okay, well, it's over a 3-minute stage. That's unlikely.
it's unlikely that it's going to happen at this stage, but you never know. He might claw some of those precious seconds back.
Quite possibly, but so far it's been a pretty clean stage for the young Lancia driver as he hurdles along this very straight section of tarmac. And Scandinavian flicks it through and goes a bit wide. That's going to actually cost him time. It points for style.
Yeah, so I mean, it is, to be fair, it's better to stop at a hairpin than to just keep going straight off and,
Yes,
smash your
absolutely.
wheel pieces. But young isn't a word that I've heard you describe Speedy, being as he is, 83 years old. But
See, I didn't realise. I'm not that.
very much so, as he's coming down this sort of long straight section towards the middle technical bit, where there's all the hairpins around the tornado
We're
bomber.
going around the. This is a very tricky bit where the hay bales are. You've got to really get that slowed down pretty quickly, and often I find the co-driver is a little bit late when he brings that call. But nevertheless, he's got through there cleanly and looking quite.
That was quite a good.
Decent time. Yeah, a bit of a slide there.
Got around that hairpin quite
Past the
nicely.
fighter there.
And we're experiencing a little bit of difficulties here, but we've got a Bagsy in the bottom left there. You can
Bagsy's
see.
on coming up to the start, and here he goes with enormous speed in the Subaru WRX 95, I think it is.
That
model.
sounds correct. Yes, he's around the AMD one as he's rounding that first corner, and Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he stacks up against Speedy here.
Oh, well, we're back looking at Speedy. He's about 2 minutes and 20 seconds into his stage and hasn't really made too many errors that I can see. There was that hairpin, but apart from that, it's we're waiting to see him set the benchmark.
Indeed, he's obviously first one out. It's not a gravel track, so he's not exactly clearing the road for him, but he will definitely be setting.
And there have been other drivers who we haven't seen that have set times, so he isn't actually the first on track. But
this is a good point that you raised.
This is a good point that I raised. That was a very nice corner. I like that.
You like that one? You like that one?
Yeah,
It was beautiful.
I got the wheel up in the air, the front wheel. Kumo Tides are his sponsor, and I'm sure they're happy for this view, short as that was. And coming through into a very, very sharp left-hand hairpin, and I like the style there. I like the style. I don't actually know if it's faster, but I like the style.
It's good style, very good style, and he's
comes up to
approaching
the finishing line. What are we going to get? A 3-minute 10.123. So he goes immediately into provisional first place. I've already forgotten the time. What was it?
3 minutes 10.123, I believe.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of time left until Bagsy comes across, and I haven't seen any mistakes from him so far.
No, although we haven't exactly been watching most of it. But
I'm sure the director would have showed us if he'd been absolutely scary.
Caution, keep left. Into right.
Indeed, is it?
Oh my God! He's he just goes straight through into the hay. Gave it a little bit of. It was fast. I'll give him that. Oh!
Got a little bit sideways there. Just got a tank slapper and slammed into that hay bale.
He likes that bloody that handbrake. Excuse my my language there.
He's gotten a little bit.
I find that smooth is probably the best. As we see Madbird coming up to the start line here, I find that smooth is generally best on tarmac, and but that's not a style that describes Bagsy at all.
No, it isn't. That's not a knock against him.
No, not at all. But I mean,
he's an exciting driver to watch.
I enjoy watching him drive.
Oh my God!
I don't really enjoy that.
No, that
Get it into reverse. Chuck it into reverse, mate. Oh, yep.
Get
yep,
going.
Clear.
There you go.
That's going to cost him.
That's going to
spades
cost him,
of time.
Yeah, quite a few seconds, you'd imagine. Yeah, he just didn't slow down, didn't see that one right coming up, so...
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I mean, up until this point, despite one or two hairy moments, he's been flirting with danger, but got away with it until that moment happened.
No, at that moment he positively had sex with danger, I would hasten to say.
Danger was raped.
Danger... Danger...
I mean, it's danger. Do we really care? Very nicely gone through that corner. It's a lovely angle, that. I love that angle as we head towards the hot air balloon. And no, we're turning away from the hot air balloon.
We're turning away from the hot air balloon, but he did that one quite nicely, so
smooth.
You can see Speedy's time at the bottom there. And
well, it looks like we're not going to beat it. We're already over into the 3-minute 14, so he's 3.9 seconds down. Which is definitely the time that he lost in that accident.
Yeah, that's
through the stage.
Yes, that definitely would probably cost him that 4 seconds almost exactly. As we've got a Madbird here in the Cosworth.
He's in the snap-on Cosworth, the Ford Escort, and he steers quite clear of those hay bales. Ooh. And does quite a nice hairpin there. Looks like he just he clips the corner nicely as he goes through this very tight section. Looking good, I think, for a faster time than Speedy right here. God, look at the slide! He is absolutely throwing this Escort around, although he's just mounted the curb just a little bit, and that's going to hurt his exit speed a bit. We got Stairs coming up to the start-finish line to start his stage as Madbird enters 2 minutes on his stage. Stairs also running the Ford Cosworth, the Ford Escort Cosworth. He's running the Barracuda livery there. What was that?
Madbird got a little bit backwards going through that corner, but
untidy, but he goes through that corner without troubling the big concrete things that Bagsy smashed into.
What are they called? There's a German name.
There is, but I am very much unaware of what it is. And we've got a bit of split on the windscreen there. Probably an injury from a previous stage, perhaps.
Yeah, I think there was a Greek stage just before this, so that would probably be.
Oh, look at that! He's fast.
Well said. As
he's
heads down the hill towards the last hairpin down here.
He's not a fan of grease, it has to be said.
He isn't a fan of grease.
Get to the final corner and he's chucking it into the hairpin nicely. You can see the brakes glowing. And what is the time? We're looking at 2 minutes 50. Is it going to be sub 3 minutes? I don't think so, but I reckon he's on track to beat Speedy quite handsomely indeed by 9.1 seconds as Stairs comes into his section of the track there, and very smooth, no sliding around. He doesn't really like the car moving around too much.
Which is it's you could almost say that it's a detriment as a driver to not like your car moving around, considering that's what cars are technically designed for.
I mean, moving around under him, I think that's why he's stronger on the tarmac stages than in
I understand.
The gravel stages as he goes past the 0.
Absolutely.
And look at that, just smooth on the racing line. He's almost driving on train tracks.
There's some drivers prefer to use the handbrake and get sideways through these corners, even on the tarmac. But
I think it loses your time.
I think I think if you nail it, then it's perfect. But if you don't, then you lose more time than you gain. So we've got Mono here in the bottom left, starting off in his.
Is this our last runner? Or
no, we've still got Xeris to come, I believe.
And Mono's running the Subaru, the blue Subaru.
Yes, indeed, the Dirt Rally Subaru as he's coming around that field. We're not going to see that.
No, we're not going to see that, but we're cutting straight to the co-driver of Stairs as he zooms past it at enormous speed.
Yeah, I think already you can see that he's ahead of Madbird here. Don't think Madbird was at 220 here coming up this uphill section.
I don't remember the splits as well as you do, but that's why you're a commentator. And here we go. He was a lot less leery than Madbird was going through there, but he comes over the breast towards the hairpin. Just keep an eye out for the time. He's looking like he's going to beat it there, because I don't think Madbird was in the 240s as he ran.
No, he's going to be about 250 time, I think. This is going to be
definitely sub 3. 253.79.
So Stairs about 7 seconds ahead of Madbird. So
Mono attempts to beat that. Stairs in provisional first place, leading by 7.2 seconds from Madbird.
Indeed, and back to 16 seconds ahead of Speedies.
So we watch the Dirt Rally Subaru rushing through the German countryside, entering this very fast section by the hay bales and trying not to crash. Very nice around that corner. He slid it beautifully. And, he's cut that corner quite. You can see the line. That completely different line to what Stairs took through there.
Nose of that car was just tapping that banner. I think it was scarily close.
It certainly was, but it makes for enthralling viewing. As we come through, are we coming through to a split here? No.
We should. Yep, there it is. Xeris in the bottom left there, starting off.
Our very last runners on track in the Lancia.
Our leaderboard leader.
Our leaderboard leader. So.
Sure, there's a better way to say that.
Yes, there most certainly probably is.
Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mono thunders past.
He's got the windscreen wipers on. He knows.
He knows what's coming.
This is the fastest bit of the track. It takes absolute skill and bravery to pick your braking point, and here he comes up to it. He looks like he's taken that fairly sedately compared to some of the previous runners we've had through there. He likes to cut a corner or two.
He does like to cut a corner. We call him the corner cutter for that very reason, as he's coming down to the hairpin here.
I've heard of that. And very nicely that takes the hairpin. He's in the 240. He's going to be very close to Stairs' time because it was around about 246. We wait for the split. 252.29. He's beaten Stairs' time by 1.5 seconds.
He has.
And Xeris getting leery. We know that we know to expect him to be fast because he has been the outright leader of this championship all the way through. Hasn't been defeated in a week's event so far.
No, he's been a dominant force in this season. So,
and we all heard Rob's incredible insight. He thinks that Xeris is the favourite to take this stage. Will he take the stage, or will he just settle for a comfortable event lead, so to speak?
Well said. As he's
you can say,
nice bit of tail there in that in the hairpin, or the square right, I guess, or square left, perhaps.
So lots of people taking a very dramatic line through this section of the track.
Yeah, I think Stairs is the only one who's sort of just gone through it, just like a racing car, essentially, just stuck to his line and.
Well, it's worked for him.
It has worked for him. It has to be said. Everyone else has sort of dropped time in that section, but I think Stairs possibly gained a bit.
It'd be interesting to see actually.
Oof, we was close to that rock there. That was
Certainly was. It was very unspectacular, the stairs run, but
Doesn't have to
we
be-
saw what Mono did, not Monaco. Mono had a completely different style, and there's barely anything to separate them after 2.5 minutes. So,
No, a second and a half. So
so Xerus is nearing the end of the stage, so it's our final moment of truth to see who will win this stage, and who will be second, third, fourth.
he's looking
And
slower
fifth.
than Stairs and Mono at the moment. So
Yeah, well, he's
Rob's
the 2:46 point coming up right here, and at that point, Stairs and Mono had already rounded this final hairpin. But here, Xerus
oh, beautiful.
sliding the back round, and off he goes. He's already well beyond the Mono and Stairs time. Here's the split, and he's 3-minute 1.21, so that is just slower than Madbird by 0.2 of a second.
0.2 of a second down on Madbird. So
Mono is our stage winner. Well done to Mono. It was a hard fought stage win, but he's done it nicely.
he has, and credit to Stairs as well. Only a second and a half down on him, which over 3 minutes is that's pretty good. And
And Madbird and Xerus, third, fourth. Speedy, a few seconds further back, and Bagsy ruining that mistake, which cost him 5th place.
indeed, where he slammed into that tank trap or
Yes.
hunk of concrete, whatever they are. As we look at the overall classifications,
As
we've
we
got-
all call them, fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
We've got Xerus still in the lead, 16 minutes 47. Mono 7 seconds down on him, and
Yep,
Stairs
so
4 down on him.
Stairs losing time losing time to Mono, but gaining a few seconds on Xerus to be only 11 seconds away
Drift.
from the drift from the stage from the event leader, which I'm sure he'll be happy about.
Indeed, bit of a gap back to the rest of the pack. We've got
Shenanigans aplenty for Madbird, Bagsy, and Speedy in the previous couple of stages.
Indeed.
They've had all sorts of things go wrong, but that's rally racing.
that is rally. So
And, thank you so much for your attention, and we look forward to the next time.
what's goodbye in German?
Um,
Auf Wiedersehen,
Durchfall.
and we'll see you at
That means diarrhea, folks.
and we'll see you at the
I mean, that's quite rude, to be honest. When are we seeing them again? What is the next event that we're broadcasting?
we'll see you in Finland. So until then, I've been Madbird.
Finland, you said that. I've been Stairs.
and we'll see you for the next Apex
Cheerio, rally fans.
Rear Wing stage.
Stage, yeah.
Right. Yeah.